Happy 4th of July, everybody, or Happy Independence Day. Hey, so I've reached 2,000 miles, actually over 2,000 miles on my 2017 Kawasaki Versys-X, and been having a great time with it. Earlier today I posted a video that primarily focuses on the single freeway trip that I've taken with it. And now I'm following that up with almost 10 minutes of back road riding. This is the part of the bike riding that I'm really having fun with, and I have to say it was really difficult to boil probably 6 hours worth of riding down into 10 minutes worth of clips, but here we go. This is my attempt. There's two rides on here. This one is a ride up Trail Creek, and off to the right on occasion you'll be able to see the 20-mile road. This is up in Boundary County, northern Idaho. This road is a little bit bumpy, probably some of the more dicey stuff that I've taken it on. And this ride and a ride up Snow Creek about a week and a half ago kind of convinced me that I might want to replace the stock tires. So I have a set of Continental TKC 80s on order. Hopefully they'll be here before next weekend. And I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of a difference that may make, especially on some loose gravel. The bike actually did pretty well on both of these rides, but this was not, there's not a lot of gravel here. It's more packed dirt, and this is, I'm guessing, an old logging road perhaps. I didn't see a Forest Service road number on it. Anyway, I rode up with a friend. You can see his KLR there in my mirror on occasion. We had a great time riding up this road, and I finally got to a point where I didn't feel like I was able to ride over or move the obstruction, so we turned around and went back. With obstruction 1 out of the way, we continue on up the trail, but we're not going to get a whole lot farther before I run into some stuff that is a little too thick to get around. I have to say, I was pretty surprised that, okay, maybe I was just a little worried that I was going to bottom out on a few of these bumps, but the bike did not. We seemed to do fine. A little bit of traction would have been nice in a couple of these spots. The wheel did spin a little bit, but it did okay. So here we are. I've decided that was too much wood for me to ride over or move around. And, you know, just so you guys know, this is the first bike that I've ever owned that actually would go anywhere on the dirt, and the rest of my bikes were pretty much for the road. So I'm a bit fairly cautious as far as you know, taking it slow, learning what I can do and can't do. With the exception of, I have found that if you're in mud or some other things like that, you're better off to just kind of power on through rather than be too cautious, because if you're too cautious, you're not going to go. So, yeah. the rest of this ride was a really beautiful ride, but probably a little less interesting than this little stretch of road here, because overall the Forest Service road that we were on was in pretty good shape. So other than where the gravel was thick, I wasn't really having any issues at all. Again, I'm really enjoying getting off the road a little bit. Here's kind of the, where probably 25 to 30% of my miles have went on plain old dirt roads, and then we're, this is another day where we're heading up towards Hall Mountain, which is a peak that's up near the Canadian border. There used to be a Forest Service lookout tower up there, and now there's a little bit of a radio site. You can see that there's still a lot of moisture in the area. We did have some rain, I think the week before, but it's also, there's still some runoff up there. Most of the visible snow is gone, but there's still plenty of moisture. This is the back road up the south side of the mountain. So we went up this side and then rode down on what would be the northeast side of the mountain, so it's a bit better road. This one was a whole lot of fun though. Really enjoyed riding up it. You can't see from the video how steep this actually is. This is a fairly good incline that we're riding up, and at one point, I think not too far up here, I actually wasn't quite sure I was going to be able to steer around a tree, so discretion being the better part of valor, I actually pulled to a stop, and this is, I think this is it right here. I sort of I've been reading some posts and threads where folks are changing out the gearing, and I think that's probably, wonderful if you're riding on the freeway or roads that aren't quite so steep. But in this particular case, part of this is by inexperience, but the other part is that it's a fairly steep little spot there that I had killed the engine at, and I had to slip the clutch quite a bit to get it going, and that's just with the stock gearing. So I think if it was higher geared, I'm going to wear the clutch out a whole lot faster. Thing about the camera mounted on the handlebars is it definitely picks up the sounds from the engine pretty quickly. Anyway, there's a couple of photos of some of the other places that I've ridden the bike to, and maybe see you guys out there on the trail near the creek or up at the lake sometime. Really enjoy your bike. I know I'm enjoying mine.